Why do we replay conversations in our heads? Have you ever had a conversation with someone and found yourself replaying every word, every moment over and over in your mind, long after the conversation ended? It's like your mind is stuck in a loop, trying to find something, fix something, or make sense of something that might not even need fixing. You replay every little thing you said and wonder if it was the right thing to say. You analyze the other person's words, their expressions, their tone, and wonder if you said something wrong. You might even find yourself obsessing over a single word or phrase, as if that one thing could change the entire conversation. You might even lose hours of sleep or feel exhausted just thinking about it. Why do we do this? Why do we constantly replay conversations in our heads, and what can we do to stop it? First, let's understand why we replay conversations in the first place. There are several psychological reasons for it. The first one is social anxiety. When we have conversations with others, especially in situations that feel important or high stakes, like talking to a boss, a romantic partner, or even in a casual conversation with a friend, we become hyper-aware of our words and actions. Our brains go into overdrive, analyzing every word we say, every gesture we make, every reaction the other person has. This heightened awareness causes us to become obsessed with the details. Did we say the right thing? Did we sound confident enough? Did we offend them in any way? Our minds latch on to these questions and keep running through the conversation over and over, trying to find something to fix, something to correct. Another reason we replay conversations is that we have a deep-rooted fear of judgment. We are afraid that something we said might have upset the other person, or that they might think less of us because of something we said or did. This fear of judgment makes us analyze every word and every response, looking for clues that confirm our worst fears. Did they like me? Did they understand what I was trying to say? Did I say something that sounded awkward or weird? We fear rejection, and in the process, we turn normal conversations into moments of intense self-scrutiny. We're constantly second-guessing ourselves, trying to make sure that we haven't made a mistake that could jeopardize our relationship with the other person. Beyond the fear of judgment, there's also the need for control. As human beings, we don't like uncertainty. We like to know where we stand in any given situation. When we have a conversation that leaves us feeling unsure about the other person's feelings or about how the conversation went, our brains try to fill in the gaps. We replay the conversation over and over, trying to gain some sense of control over the situation. What did they really mean when they said that? How did they really feel? Did I say something that caused them to feel uncomfortable or upset? Our minds want to resolve this uncertainty and regain control. But the more we replay the conversation, the more we trap ourselves in a cycle of overthinking, and the less clarity we actually gain. Perfectionism also plays a huge role in why we replay conversations. If you tend to be a perfectionist, you might find yourself obsessing over every detail of the conversation, trying to make sure that every word, every sentence was perfectly phrased. You want to appear confident, articulate, and composed. When something feels off, even in a small way, you start to feel like you've failed. Perfectionism can make even the smallest mistakes feel catastrophic, and you can spend hours analyzing every word you said, trying to figure out where you went wrong. This level of self-criticism can make it extremely difficult to stop replaying the conversation. You might feel like if you keep replaying it, you can fix it, or at least understand what went wrong. But the more you replay the conversation, the more you spiral into negative thinking, and the more frustrated and anxious you become. So what can we do to stop replaying conversations in our heads? The first step is awareness. Recognizing that this is a habit and understanding the psychological reasons behind it is the first step toward breaking the cycle. It's important to remind yourself that your brain is not trying to help you. It's just stuck in a loop. It's trying to protect you from feeling judged, rejected, or imperfect, but it's doing so in a way that isn't helping. Instead of replaying the conversation, try to acknowledge the feeling that comes with it. It's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel uncertain. But don't let those feelings control you. Another step is to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and recognize that no one is perfect. No conversation is flawless, and everyone makes mistakes. Instead of focusing on what you said wrong, Focus on the fact that you had the courage to speak up, to express yourself, and to engage with the other person. Even if the conversation didn't go exactly how you wanted, it doesn't mean that you failed. Allow yourself the space to make mistakes and learn from them. The more you practice self-compassion, the easier it will become to let go of the need to replay conversations in your head. Mindfulness is another powerful tool that can help you stop replaying conversations. Mindfulness teaches you to focus on the present moment, rather than getting stuck in the past or worrying about the future. When you find yourself replaying a conversation, try to ground yourself in the present moment. Take a deep breath, focus on your surroundings, and remind yourself that the conversation is over. You cannot change what was said, but you can change how you respond to it. Mindfulness can help you break the cycle of overthinking by redirecting your focus away from the conversation and back to the present moment. In addition to mindfulness, it's important to shift your perspective on conversations. Instead of seeing every conversation as a high-stakes event that must go perfectly, try to view conversations as opportunities for connection, not perfection. Conversations are about sharing ideas, expressing emotions, and building relationships. They are not about getting everything right. In fact, mistakes and awkward moments can often lead to deeper connections and better understanding. When you stop seeing conversations as tests of your worth or abilities, it becomes much easier to let go of the need to replay them in your head. It's also important to accept uncertainty. Not everything in a conversation will be clear, and you won't always be able to predict or control how the other person feels or reacts. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is to simply let go of the need for certainty and trust that the other person understands you, even if you don't have every detail figured out. Finally, remember that overthinking is a habit, not a reflection of who you are. You are not defined by the conversations you have or by how well you communicate.